Hi, this is Valerie from EFT Providence. Today is day 20 of our 30-day EFT challenge. I'd like to talk about relationships as it pertains to our kids today. A lot of times we get very frustrated with our children, whether they're small or teenagers or even adults, when we think they're just not doing things the way they should be, or they'd be so much more successful if only they would follow our advice. This is where we get into a lot of problems. As you recall, when they were tiny babies, they were born pretty much perfect, and they were an open slate. So everything they've taken in over their whole lives is expressed through their actions. Sometimes we expect them to be ready for school when they're just not. We've taken a stance that by a certain age a child should be doing this. Well, we're all different, and not everybody's going to fall into that. Maybe the way the school system isn't right for your child. Maybe the number of people they're exposed to is too little or not enough. All different things. But when we start boxing people in, same way we do with our significant relationships, and putting a set of expectations on them that they don't or can't live up to, that's when the conflicts start. So let's start tapping for these relationships with our kids. Even though, and you can put the child's name in here if you want, is doing something that you find objectionable, or is not doing something that you find desirable, whichever way you want to go, and be specific about this, because those are the things that make you feel anger or sadness or helplessness or hopelessness. Whatever it is that's making you feel what you're feeling is what you should be tapping on. So even though, whoever it is doing whatever it is, I accept my child as the individual that they are. Even though my child is behaving in whatever way it is, I deeply and completely love and accept my child. Even though my child is disrupting my life, it's not about me. My child's behavior, be specific about this, whatever it is. If they're acting up in school, if they don't want to eat their food, if they're just generally giving you a hard time, there's always something you can narrow it down to. They don't listen, maybe. My child doesn't listen. We'll stick with that just as an example. My child won't listen to me. My child won't listen to anybody. Just won't listen. No cooperation whatsoever. My child won't listen. My child won't listen. Now, what's interesting is what we see in other people is often a reflection of our own selves. So if there's something you're seeing that's negative, that you perceive as negative in your child, take a look in the mirror and see if you can find that very same trait in yourself. And you can tap on that too. So turn it around. Instead of saying, even though my child doesn't listen, say, even though I don't listen. See what comes up for you. I think it's more than likely that you will have a flash of memory where you were a kid and you were doing the exact same thing, maybe. Or maybe you're doing it now in your life. You cut people off. In conversations, you just assume that what they're saying is wrong and you're right. So even though my child doesn't listen, I don't listen either. I don't listen. I never listen. My child doesn't listen, and I don't listen. Probably learned it from me. I never listen. My child doesn't listen. The child won't listen to anybody. I deeply and completely love and accept my child, and I choose to listen to him or her. Put the name in. I deeply and completely love and accept my child for who he is. I choose to listen to my child. When I listen to my child, it's more likely he'll listen to me. Listening is a two-way street. The better I listen, the better he'll listen. I choose to listen. I deeply and completely love and accept my child and myself. Now keep going in that vein. See if there's something else that you find objectionable in your children that you can put right back on yourself. Because the more common ground you can find, the easier it's going to be to open the lines of communication. You weren't always an adult with all the answers, and you don't have all the answers now. And the best you can do is guide your children in the direction they want to go. This is Valerie from EFT Providence. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.